Okay, we're back.
With another, because I've done one. Somewhat.
So this is what we wanted to talk about.
Okay.
For colored girls.
For colored girls who
have considered suicide when the rainbow
wasn't enough and was getting beat up.
When the rainbow wasn't
enough, or they didn't find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Let me just say, for me, I found this book when I was 11 years old. It was my mom's, and I didn't even understand what the title meant, but I kind of snuck in and started reading it, and
well, we expected this. This was the kindergarten with Aesop fables.
I'm just saying. But I started reading it, and I didn't really understand it all, but like it spoke to something deep inside the little black girl in me. And I was still a little black girl at the time, but the words were so beautiful. They told such a gritty story. Oh my Lord have mercy. I was 11.
So to be able to read this and get it at 11.
But I got it on an 11-year-old kind of level, I think.
Still. I mean, because this is not something that, there are some grown people that read it and just don't get it. Just can't.
And there was a movie that came out. Now, there's a movie that came out before Tyler Perry. This is years ago. They did a movie on For Colored Girls. And I just remember seeing the movie and just being I saw it in dinner theater. Whenever somebody did a production of For Colored Girls, I was there. I just love this story. And I started, when I was young, learning the monologues. You know what I mean? Kwame Bo Willie Brown. Oh my God, and he dropped them. Like, that just went all over. I love that. I still perform the piece that Kimberly Elise does at the end. She said, I sat up one night walking a boarding house screaming and crying. These pieces, I mean, they live with me. So when I heard Tyler Perry is doing it, shouts out to Tyler, I love you.
You love it.
You are known for your comedy and bringing laughter. I just didn't know what it was going to be like for you to take on not only serious subject matter, but something that was so important to me as a woman, informed who I am
and
today as
so
a woman. I was nervous. I
really thought that the way, because you know, with Tyler Perry movies and or plays, he has a way of directing you to a point to where it's just like he brings you to where he wants you to be. So with him being able to deliver the message, I didn't have a problem with it because he's great at that. But the seriousness with everything that he's done has had always a comedy undertone to it. You know, I wondered, but I definitely think that he had to really strive a little harder for this one.
I was wanting him to, first of all, how are you going to, and I know how these women are connected in the book, the Coria poem, but how are you going to make this connection on the screen? How are you going to tie them together? Which, by the way, Tyler, you did it beautifully. Oh my gosh, you did it beautifully. Not only that, but are you going to maintain the integrity of Ntozake Shange's words? Are you going to stay true to her words? Because, I mean, honey, it is so fabulous, Miss Shange. We don't need you to change nothing. So how are you going to build this story around it and then go there and then not feel disjointed, you know, not disconnected? And I think he did it beautifully, and it flowed, and woo! It was so good. I've already seen it twice, and my daughter wants to see it.
I'm going to see it again tomorrow, actually.
We gotta go see it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it tomorrow because it's important. And as I was telling you before we even, you know, recorded, I was like 4 characters.
I mean, I can relate to all of the women.
I can't relate. Well, of course, I couldn't relate
on some level.
I couldn't relate to one. Ain't nothing I can do. But the rest of them I could, even, you know, as me, not being genetically born female, I could relate, you know. A lot of the mistakes that I've made, a lot of things that I've done. I mean, thank God I'm not all those people today, but all those people are who made me who I am today. Okay. So, like I said in my other video, me and my mom, because my mom was just looking at me in the movies, and she saw the emotion. She even saw me. Now, I never read the book or the poems or anything before. If
you have not,
okay, I didn't.
You should.
So I didn't know.
Written word is so powerful.
It is. I've learned that. But I didn't know what to expect. But it's like meeting these different characters. I was like, boom, boom, boom. I knew what was going to happen based on their character, you know. And for my mom, who, you know, she brought me up and raised me in a very closed setting, blah, 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 it was impressive yet shocking for her because she was like, okay, how do you know so much about all this? You know, me thinking, I talk to my mom about everything. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, oh snap, I guess not everything.
Not everything.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I couldn't or wouldn't, I just didn't, you know. I had other people to talk to when I talked to them, and it was just by the time it was time for her, I was done talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about a whole bunch of things, and she was just like, I just never really knew that these things, you know, I've always wondered how you became who you are, and of course took credit for it. She's like, but there's always been something about you, that the wisdom that you have, that I was like, okay, what I've instilled into you wouldn't have you at this point right now because I didn't put you through certain things to, you know, allow you to be around certain things that will get you there.
Right.
How did you get there? I often wondered but never asked. So when we actually had open discussion about it, and she was just like, I never knew you went through these things. I never knew these things happened to you, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it was alarming for her a little bit, but then...
especially as a mother. Okay, with a daughter who is 17, I mean, I didn't realize I'm holding on so tight, and she's driving, she's licensed now. You've been warned. She's out there on the road with you. I'm just saying. No, she's a really good driver. Yeah, she is. But I know she's experienced things. She's experienced things that unless she tells me, I'm just not going to know about.
You're just not going to know.
I'm just not going to know about. My mother, by the same token, there's a whole lot she doesn't know about me as a woman. And that's just it. But I'm a little disappointed. I would like to have seen Miss Shonge on the Oprah show. She has such a real interesting story. I've done some research on her.
I don't know.
Maybe she's declined. Maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't see why Oprah wouldn't have invited her. I just really don't.
Maybe she did and she didn't. I don't know.
And I'm hoping that's the case.
I would have loved to.
Because, I mean, she needs to get first and foremost recognition for this because this was her work.
There is a whole generation that is going to know this story by Tyler Perry alone. They're not going to make the connection. And I guess that's okay because what's important is the work, maybe. But, I mean, do a little research.
I mean, the work is important. I mean, she's definitely being, you know, compensated.
Her life is
so she's probably okay enough with just compensating.
She's done For Colored Girls. After that, she did Nappy Edges. I think that came after that. She's done some other stuff. She has a novel that she just wrote recently. That's her most recent book. It's a novel, and so yeah.
I think I'm gonna check out that novel.
Yeah, she is. She's an amazing writer, and the thing that I like about her, and I've taken a page from her book, so to speak, in my own writing, is she strips it down to essential words with maximum impact. It ain't a whole lot of fluff. It's plain speak. It gets to the heart of the matter. It paints a picture, and you go there. You are there. You are there with her. I mean, it's just. I was so impressed too by everybody in the cast, but I love Macy Gray. I love that she does. I used to live in the real world.
Okay, so moment for me, because you know when it comes down to reading, etc., I'm not there like you.
Love to read, love to write.
Can you please break that down for me because I get it, but I don't think I did get it.
Okay, so
what she was trying to say.
The question?
I understand she used to be of the world and she talked about that. But I'm trying to understand. I know that I didn't get the message in its entirety.
What her character was saying, in essence, is that, you know, she's saying to this girl who she's about to perform an abortion on, she's saying, you're out there in the world, and really, as a girl, as a woman, anything can happen to you. You're subject to the world when you're just out there, and you're trusting, and things are happening to you, and what has happened to you has led you to this place where I am. And I want you to know that I can relate to you because I used to be you. I used to be out in the world. And some things happened to me that put me in a place where I had to retreat. And I equate that retreating to Harlem, to this incubated small space where I now exist and feel safe. You know? And she's talking about, you know, I used to live in the real world, and then I moved to Harlem, and now my universe is 6 blocks. And a train, she can ride everywhere. She can get to where she needs to go. But in order to feel safe, she comes home before 12 or stays close to the curb and that kind of thing. And now, as her service to other women, she tries to warn them that you need to be safe too. Because a woman is not safe when you're subject to and dependent on the kindness of men who aren't always kind. They yell at you in the streets, and you know, they may come at you like they're your friend and they want nice things for you. But those are the very ones that once you trust them, they betray that trust. She's just saying, as a woman in the world, it is not as safe as we may think it is. And I just, I love that.
Okay, so I did gather that. I did gather that. So, but yeah,
I mean, that's my interpretation.
No, and I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why she's performing the service to kind of help. But then the whole, her leaving and then ending in the hospital, I was just
honey, this is not clean work she's doing.
No.
This is not clean work.
Did you see her put that liquor?
This is not clean work. But you know what? Those who really have a choice don't end up there. They don't end up there. When you really have a choice.
I just thought it was so profound.
She's like, this is the last resort. That's what this stop is on the train. This is the last resort.
And Whoopi's part was just phenomenal. Each character, to me, each actress just really portrayed it.
But won't that Kimberly at least cry on you and just go there and just tear your heart out? Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah.
Will she not?
She will. Love Felicia Rashad. And she just like everybody's mama. Everybody needs a Felicia Rashad in their life.
That's kind of who I am today.
Really? You're Felicia Rashad.
I am. Can you believe it? I'm Felicia Rashad with a little edge.
Shout out to Felicia
Believe
Rashad.
it or not, girl, I am you today. I am you today because of the fact that I've been through all that, all the other things. Not like I said, I was about 4 characters in there, so I've been through all that, which brings me to who I am today. So. When I do, what a lot of y'all don't know about me, in addition to my videos, is that, I do work with a lot of the younger, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community, to try to reach out, let them know that, I see where God has placed me in life. And to be honest with you, I'm a story in itself, because there are so many of my brothers and sisters in life that have turned to other careers because they feel like they can't be respected in the general population. So they choose to be, in the sex industry. As far as, as far as call girls to make their money and to get their body work, to get them where they want to be as what they figure a woman is. And then allow themselves to be subject to nothing but sexual gratification of men. Because a lot of men do view the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community as a fetish. Case in point, it's amazing how men can frown upon gay males, but then just totally fantasize upon lesbian women. 2 women being together. Okay. That's a fetish for them. It is one and the same. It's still gay. But a lot of women will put themselves in a situation to where, for their man or for the sake of sexiness, play upon that female to female role. I see that all the time. There's never been a time as it is today that I can go to the club and find all these women dancing and provocatively upon themselves than at one point earlier in the 90s. It just wasn't like that. And now they've made it, it's sexy now. Really? It's sexy now. I don't expect you to have a view on it. This is what I'm telling you. I mean, she just really wants y'all to know that she's straight. We get it. You straight, girl. You straight. But I'm just saying.
I definitely have opinions on those things. I just think that you're speaking from a place of authority because you're in a different position. I do think that women are sometimes motivated to be with other women or to be provocative or sex with another woman to gain and hold the attention of their man. They feel like
that's my point.
However, I will say this: if all you working with, if all you come with, if your main selling point, and if the big draw is the hole between your legs, boo boo, half the population got them. You gotta have something else going on. I'm just saying.
You got 3, and I got 2.
And that concludes our anatomy and physiology class for today.